Patrick Bet-David. Now, if you haven't heard about Patrick Bet-David yet, I really recommend you watch his content. He has one of the biggest YouTube channels. He had like the craziest insurance company, huge company, and that I believe he just sold. He's the definition of success, right? And in my opinion, he's the definition of a man, okay? Now, I think every young man, every boy needs a strong male role model. In my opinion, your first role model should be your father. Given if your dad has been an amazing dad to you, he hasn't been a deadbeat, he's a hard worker. Obviously, I'm not saying you should look up to your deadbeat father, and I'm sorry for whoever has a deadbeat father, but you get what I'm saying. Your first role model should be your father. And then you should really find someone to look up to that you want to be like, okay? Someone famous, someone that made it. But nowadays, you hear it all the time. Oh, like young men, young boys don't really have anyone to look up to. Like the times are different. Like men are different, this, that. And the reason I look up to Patrick Bet-David, well, I got put on to Patrick Bet-David a few years ago because he's the same nationality as I am. I'm Armenian, and he's Armenian Assyrian. He was born in the same place that I was. He grew up in the same city that I did, and he went to the same high school. So I kept watching his videos. I was watching his mafia boss videos. I was watching a lot of his all of his interviews. And I'm like, damn, who's this guy? And then I found out he has a massive insurance company that he just sold, and now he has one of the biggest YouTube channels. He has a massive media company. Like, this guy has it all. And the reason I like him and the reason he's one of the guys I look up to, I have many role models. He's one, Joe Rogan is one, you know. But the reason I look up to him is he's a very clean-cut guy. Like, he doesn't have any controversy surrounding him. And nowadays, a lot of these kids look up to people like gamers, you know, streamers. They look up to athletes. They look up to people that all they do is make YouTube videos. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I would love to sit here 10 hours a day, play a video game, and make millions of dollars. But that's never going to happen. But who wouldn't want that, right? But you always have to ask yourself, if you take away, like, if you have a role model, right? If you take away streaming from that guy, or gaming from that guy, or basketball from that guy, who is he, right? That's what you have to ask yourself, right? Who is he? Are you just looking up to him because he's a gamer? And then what? What if you don't become a gamer? Are you just looking up to him because he could shoot a basketball, he could run the 100-yard dash and whatever, 40-yard dash and whatever? Like, why are you looking up to him? But when it comes to Patrick Bet-David, he made it in life. I'm talking about success-wise, business-wise. And then he became an influencer. Okay, so if you take away YouTube, if you take away his media company, if you take away all this stuff that we know him for now, he's still at the top. Right? That's why I look up to Patrick Bet-David, and that's why he's one of my role models. And you have to ask yourself too, oh, let me see who are my role models, or this person, that person. Okay, what does this guy do? Oh, he's a streamer. Okay, if I take away streaming, who is this guy? If your answer is nobody, in my opinion, that's not a great role model, right? If you want to be a streamer and you're looking up to someone that's a crazy streamer, that's cool, but what if you don't become a streamer? Right? And then what? So I really think, man, like, men, young men, boys should have a few role models like Patrick Bet-David. Now, I'm not saying you need Patrick Bet-David to be a role model. I'm nobody to him. I'm a nobody. You know, I just look up to him. He doesn't know me, right? Joe Rogan doesn't know me. But when I listen to Joe Rogan's podcast, I learn a lot of things, right? When I listen to Patrick Bet-David's podcast, videos, interviews, these conventions that he does, I learn a lot of things, right? So I just really think with the way times are now, I really think young men and boys need a solid role model, a man to be like, you know. There's not too many, as far as I know, there's no controversy surrounding Patrick Bet-David, right? I've never heard anyone say, oh, this guy's trash, bro. He's this, he's that. I've never heard that, right? But other people, there's a lot of stuff surrounding them, you know, and I have other role models in other, like, aspects of life. But when it comes to, like, a man, besides my dad, of course, when it comes to man that I look, like, I have a business, right? So I'm going to look up to Patrick Bet-David. Like, damn, this guy made his business from zero to who knows what. And then he sold his business. Now he has a media company that's killing it. He's interviewing everyone. That's what I look at, right? I don't just look at, oh, he's a YouTuber. I love him. He's my role model. You know, he's so cool, blah, blah, blah. He's so famous. I don't care about that YouTube. I care about, if I take away YouTube from this guy, who is he? And I really think if you're looking for a role model, you should look for something like that, right? Because everyone needs a role model to look up to. What are you like, growing up blind? Like, you don't know, and I'm talking about blind. Like, I'm talking about, like, you're just growing up teaching yourself something. You have to learn from people, right? You have to learn from things. You have to see what mistakes Patrick Bet-David made. You have to see what good things he did, right? So that's all I want to say, man. Like, it's Patrick Bet-David. I salute you, man. You're from Glendale High School, man. I salute you. And thank you, everyone, for watching my video, and I hope you subscribe. Thank you so much.